Good morning, dear students. My name is Ferhan Mazher, and today is 12th December 2021. Right now, I am with the 11th Cambridge class, and the subject we are studying is D Math 4024. It's Cambridge O Levels Mathematics. Today, we have set our hearts to solve paper 1. We have selected May-June 2005 paper 1. So let's start this paper. This paper has the 2 hours are allowed for this paper. This paper is of 80 marks, and the calculator is not allowed in this paper. So let me show you the paper and we will solve that paper. So this is the paper May-June 2005, paper 1, 2 hours allowed. We call it paper 1. No calculator is allowed in this paper. Okay, so let's start the paper. It says the first question coming up on your screen. He says, express 13 by 20 as a decimal. And the B part is in attached rows scored 56 marks out of 70. Express this score as a percentage. So let me show you. Okay, so here we go. So in the first question, he asked you to write 13 by 20 as a decimal fraction. The trick which we will use is very simple. You see, in the denominator we have 20. I will try to make in the denominator 10 or 100 or 1000 or 10,000. So if you multiply numerator and denominator both with the 5, in the new denominator it will make 100, and 13 multiply 5, it will be 65. 65 divided by 100, and because it has two zeros and 100 has 2 zeros, so the decimal is here. Move this decimal 2 steps to the left, so your answer will be 0.65. This is the trick with which you solve this question. The B part of this question is that there are total marks 70. She got 56 marks. So we have to represent these marks in percentage. So we will write here 56 divided by 70, multiply 100. So 0 and 0 will be cancelled. So you will have 7 ones are, 7 eights are. So 8 into 10, that will be 80%. So the answer is 80%. So that is question number 1. Hopefully you understand. Okay, so let me show you the next question. Okay, so here we have the next question coming up on your screen. He says, evaluate 2 whole 2 by 3 into 1 by 7, and the B part is 2 by 5 divided 7 by 12. So let's see how we can solve them. Okay, so this is question number 2. Okay, so here we go. Question number 2. 2 whole 2 by 3 multiply 1 by 7. 3 2s are 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 by 3 multiply 1 by 7. The numerator will multiply with the numerator. Denominator will multiply with the denominator. So you will have 8 by 21. And that is a proper fraction. So that is your answer. The B part is 2 by 5 divided by 7 by 12. You see this divide sign, convert it into the multiply sign. When you do this, the fraction right after this, that fraction will flip. It will reciprocate. So you will have 2 by 5 multiplied 12 by 7. The numerator will multiply with the numerator. The denominator will multiply with the denominator. You will have 24 divided by 35. This is how you will do question number 2. Hopefully you understand. Okay, so the next question is question number 3 showing up on your screen. He says evaluate. So there are 2 matrices given, and here this is matrix A. Suppose this is matrix A and this is matrix B, and you need to multiply them. Okay, so when you multiply them, I will show you how what is the trick to multiply them. And then here we have write down the inverse of the B part is write down the inverse of this matrix. So there are 2 parts of this question. We have to multiply 2 matrices and we have to find out the inverse of a matrix. So let me show you how I will do this, and I will also try to explain to you. Okay, so here we have 2 matrices and I will multiply them, and So for that purpose, from the first matrix, we take the rows, and from the second matrix, we take the column. First column, there are two columns, so I will take two columns. Okay. The first member multiply with the first member, and the second member multiply with the second member. And we add that result. So for ones are, you can see here, for ones are 4 and minus 2 multiply, 2 multiply minus 1, that's minus 1. So I will write here 4 minus 2. Then this matrix will multiply with the second column. So this row, the first row will multiply with the second column here. So that 4 will multiply with the minus 2, it will be minus 8, and then this 2 will multiply with this 4, and it will give you plus 8. So you can see here I've written minus 8 plus 8. Now it's time for the second row to multiply because there are no more columns there. So this will multiply, the first member will multiply with the first member plus the second member will multiply with the second member. So 1 multiply 1, that will be 1, and 1 multiply with minus 1, it will be minus 1. So we write here 1 minus 1. Then this second row will multiply with the second column. So this 1 will multiply with minus 2, and this 1 will multiply with the 4, and you will have minus 2 plus 4. And 4 minus 2, that will be 2, minus 8 plus 8, that will be 0, and that will be 0, and 1 minus 1, that will be also 0, and 2 minus 2 plus 4, that will be 2. So this is how you multiply two matrices. Hopefully you have already learned it and you can understand from here also. Okay, so the next question was to find, we have that there was a matrix given and we want to find out the inverse of that matrix. So the trick is very simple. What you do, you first of all find the determinant. First of all, find the determinant and you multiply this with this. First of all, along this diagonal, you multiply 1 multiply 4, that will be 1 into 4. And there is a negative in the formula, then you multiply this minus 1 with minus 2. So you will have 4 and minus 2, and that will give you 2. So the determinant is basically 2. Then we will find the adjoint of A. In these two, their position will be exchanged with each other. So you will write 4 here and 1 here, and these two along this diagonal, their signs will change. So that's the adjoint of A. A inverse is equal to 1 by A determinant into adjoint A, and that will be 1 by 2 into 4 to 1 and 1. You can keep this 1 by 2 outside, it is all right. And you can also bring it inside. So when you bring it inside, it will multiply with all of these. So 1 by 2 multiply 4, that will give you 2. 1 by 2 multiply 2, it will give you 1. 1 by 2 multiply with 1, it will give you 1 by 2. And 1 by 2 multiply 1, it will give you 1 by 2. You can either write this or you can write this. Both are right. Hopefully you understand that how we have found the inverse. Okay. So let's go to the next question. Okay, so we are done with this question number 3. Okay, so let's go to this question. He says A is due north of O. A ship sailed from O to B, where the angle AOB is 12 degrees. Write down the bearing of B from O. Okay, so this is the north here. Basically, this is north, and the angle between AOB angle is 12 degrees. So you want to find out the bearing of B from O. So on O, we will put a north, which is already there. So you know, the bearing is always from that north, you go clockwise to that line. So from this north, I will go clockwise to the OB line, and I will, whatever that angle is, that is the bearing of B from O. So from this whole circle, this 360, and from that 360 subtract 12, you get the bearing of the B. So let me show you how this is done. Okay. So this is here. This is here, question 4A part. So this is the north on the O, and this blue color, this will be the bearing. The bearing is from that north, you go clockwise to that line. And I can find this angle 360 minus 12. That will be 348. That is the bearing of B from, I wrote here by mistake. I think I wrote here A. Let me check. Let me confirm. What is the question? The bearing from O. I by mistake wrote here. A. This word is not A. This word is basically O. Word is basically O. Okay. So the bearing of B from O will be 348. Hopefully you understand. Now, let's go to the next question. But first of all, read that question from here. Okay. He says the B part is at B. The ship turned and sailed to sea from O, where OBC angle is 50 degrees. Calculate the bearing of C from B. Okay. So let me show you how this is done. And okay, now that's the B part. This angle is 50 degrees. Here we have a north, and I can show you this is north. Okay, so this is north, and this is north basically. This is the north. This A point was in the north of O. And I have drawn a north myself here. So you can see these two lines, they are parallel. This angle is 12. So this angle, let me call it alpha. This alpha and 12, they are allied angle to each other. Allied angle to each other. So their sum will be 180. So alpha plus 12 will be equals to 180. The reason they are allied angle to each other. So alpha plus 12 is equals to 180. Alpha will be equals to 180 minus 12. So alpha will be 168. So now once you know the value of the alpha, the bearing of the basic question was the bearing of the C from B. The bearing of the C from B. So at the B, I will draw a north, and from that north, I will come clockwise to this line BC. That is the bearing of the C from the B. So it will be alpha plus 50. So alpha plus 50, 168 plus 50, and that will be 210 degrees. So I said 210 to 18 degrees. 218 degree. So hopefully you understand this bearing question. That was question number 4, and it's okay. So keep this change. Now let me show you the next question. We are done with the question number 4. Okay, so we are on the question number 5 now. He says when Peter went to Hong Kong, he changed 50 pounds into $616, $616. Calculate what 1 British pound was worth in Hong Kong dollars. Okay, so let me show you how this is done. It's a very easy question. You see the trick which we are using is here we wrote pounds and here we wrote Singapore, Hong Kong dollars. 50 pounds is equals to $616. So 1 pound will be equals to how much? I suppose X. So 50 divided by 1 is equals to 616 divided by X. We call this the quotient method. And this normally we use this method to convert we do the money exchange. We use this method. So 50 by 1 is equals to 616 divided by X. Just cross multiply here. You will have 50X equals to 616. When you will make X alone, the 50 will go on the other side and it will divide. So you will have 616 divided by 50. Again, you see here, I need to divide 616 with the 50, but I will use a trick because downstairs in the denominator, I have 50. So what I will do, I will multiply numerator and denominator both with 2. So I will convert 50 into 100. That will make my calculations very easy. So I will multiply the numerator with the 2 and the denominator with 2. So 616 multiplied 2, that will be 1232, and 50 multiplied 2, that will be 100. So downstairs, when you have 100, 1 and 2, there are 2 zeros. So the decimal is here. It will move 2 steps to the left. So the final answer will be $12.32. So it means that 1 pound is equals to 12.32 Hong Kong dollars. So this is how you do the question number 5, and it's A part. Okay. So in the next part, he says it takes 8 hours for 5 people to paint a room. How long would it take 4 people? So it takes 8 hours for 5 people to paint a room. How long would it take 4 people? I will again use the method of proportion, and let me show you how we will do that. Okay, so we go. Okay, so question 5. So you see the trick which we are going to use is the method of proportion. I will write time, I will write people. So 8 hour, 5 people when work, that work takes 8 hours. If I use 4 people, how many hours the work will take? You see, before solving this, you have to think very carefully that what's the relationship between the number of people employed to do a job and the time taken to complete the job. I can tell you that they have an inverse relation with each other. Where the more people you employ to do a job, the less time will be taken to complete the job. More people, less time. So they are inversely proportional to each other. Okay, so that's why you see I have put an arrow here. For time, I put an arrow straight upward. But because the relation with the people is inverse, so that arrow I will put downward. So this shows that the relation between these two is inversely proportional. So when I will write the fractions here, the time is arrow is upward, so it will come as it is, 8 by x. But the people, its arrow is downward, so I will flip these values. I will reciprocate these values. So I will write 4 by 5. Instead of writing 5 by 4, I will write 4 by 5. So then I will cross. This is a very, very important thing. Because when you have questions which are directly proportional, with process is exactly the same, but it's important because this arrow is downward, so the values should be flipped. So then you cross multiply 4x is equals to 40, x will be equal to 40 divided by 4, and the answer will be 10 hours. So when you employ 4 people, they will take 10 hours to complete that job. I hope that you understand this concept. So let's go to the next question. The next question coming up on your screen is question number 6. It says the population of a city is given as 280,000. Correct to the nearest 10,000. It's very important. He's saying correct to the nearest. He's saying correct to the nearest 10,000. State the greatest possible error in this given value. So because this value is correct to 10,000, so take 10,000 divided with the 2 and you get 5,000, and with it we write plus minus sign. So it means the greatest possible error can be 5,000. Let me show you how this is done. Okay, so question number 6, and it's A part. You can see it showing correct to 10. He said correct to 10,000. So correct to 1, correct to 2, correct to 10, correct to 100, correct to 10,000. Whatever correct to, you divide it with the 2. So here we have correct to 10,000. So I will divide it with the 2. With it I write plus minus sign. So I get 5,000. So the greatest possible error is 5,000. Okay, so then the next part. That's the B part of this question. He says the dimensions of a rectangular card are 7 centimeter. The length is 7 centimeter by 4 centimeter. The width is 4 centimeter. Correct to the nearest centimeter. Nearest centimeter means 1 centimeter. So I will type 1 centimeter divided by 2, and it will give me 0.5 centimeter plus minus 0.5 centimeter. So the length is 7, so I can find the upper bound and the lower bound of the length. The width is 4 centimeter. I can find the upper and the lower bound of the width also. Because I got plus minus 0.5, so in 7 I will add 0.5. I will get 7.5. That will be the upper bound of the length from 7. If I subtract 0.5, I get 6.5 centimeters. That's the lower bound of the length. The width is 4 centimeter. So as add 0.5 in it, and you will get 4.5. That will be the upper bound of the width. And from 4, if you subtract 0.5 centimeter, that will give you 3.5 centimeter. That will be the lower bound of the width. Then it says calculate the smallest possible parameter of the card. You know, it's a rectangular shaped card, so its parameter is 2 length plus 2 width. If you want the smallest value of the parameter, you need to put the lower bound of the length and the lower bound of the width in this formula. Let me show you how I have done this. Okay, so this is question number 6 and it's B part. You can see this is the length and the width dimensions were correct to 1 centimeter. So I take 1 centimeter and divide it with the 2. So I got plus minus 0.5 centimeter. The length is 7 centimeter. So in the 7 centimeter, add 0.5, you get 7.5. That's the upper bound of the length. 7 minus 0.5, that will give you 6.5. That is the lower bound of the length. Then the width is 4 centimeter. 4 centimeter plus 0.5, that will be 4.5 centimeter. That's the upper bound of the width. From 4 centimeters subtract 0.5, you get 3.5 centimeter. That's the lower bound of the width. Then the main question is the perimeter. Find the perimeter. The formula for the perimeter is equals to 2 bracket length plus width bracket close. Because you want the smaller value of the perimeter, you want the lower bound of the perimeter. So the length and the width, their lower bounds should be entered here. So you see the parameter will be 2 bracket 6.5 plus 3.5. 6.5 plus 3.5 is 10. So 10 multiplied 2, that will be 20 centimeters. Hopefully you understand this question. Okay. It's a 1 mark question. Now we are on the question number 7. He says, the number of hours worked each day by Adam and Brenda is shown in the table. So here we have Adam, day 1, he worked 7 hours, day 2, 5 hours, day 3, 8 hours, day 4, 9 hours, day 5, 8 hours, on day 6, he did not work. Brenda on day 1, she is not working. Day 2, 8 hours, day 3, 9 hours, day 4, 9 hours, day 5, 7 hours, day 6, 5 hours. The number of hours for which they are paid is calculated in the following way. On each of the days 1 to 5, every hour worked after the first 7 hours is counted as 1.5 hours. You see, up to 7 hours, the work is counted as 1 hour, but after 7 hours, that is counted as overtime, and you are paid for 1.5 hours. 1 hour is paid for 1.5 hours. Okay. So on day 6, every hour worked is counted as 2 hours. If you work on Saturday, every hour you work will be counted, will be paid as 2 hours. So calculate the total number of the hours for which the Adam was paid. Okay, on the day 1, he worked for 7 hours. 7 hours are considered as 1. Each hour is considered as 1. On the day 5, he worked, and on the day 2, he worked 5 hours. So 5, each hour is counted as 1 hour. So on day 3, he worked 8 hours. So 7 hours will be counted as each 1 hour. So, but the 8th hour will be counted as 1.5 hours. On the day 4, he worked 9 hours. Out of them, 7 hours will be counted. Each hour will be as equals to 1 hour. But the next 8th and 9th hour will be counted as 1.5 hours. So I will show you how this is done. Okay, so day 1, he worked 7 hours. So 7 hours means 7 hours. Day 2, 5 hours, 5 hours means 5 hours. Day 3, he worked basically 8 hours. So the first 7 hours are 7, but the 8th hour, the extra 1 hour, that will be calculated as 1.5 hours. So the total hours worked on the day 3 are 8.5. On the day 4, he worked for 9 hours. The first 7 hours are 7 hours, but the next 8th and 9th hour is calculated as 1.5 hour. Each is like 1.5 hours. So 2 multiply 1.5, so the total 3 plus 7, that will be 10. On the day 5, he worked 8 hours. So 7 hours are considered to be each hour considered to be 1 hour. But the 8th hour is the what we call it overtime. Yeah, and that each hour will be considered as 1.5. So 1 into 1.5. So you will have 8.5 hours total on that day. On day 6, he did not work, so 0 hours. So if you add them, the total work, the total hours he worked in the whole week, that will be 39. A little tricky question for Pakistani students because in Pakistan, we are not familiar with this system in which you work and you get overtime. After 7 hours, each hour you work is considered overtime and you are paid more for each hour. Okay, so in the next question, hopefully you understand this A part. And in the next question, the B part, the rate of pay is, he says the rate of pay is 14.50 per hour. How much did Brenda earn on the day 6? You see that Brenda worked 5 hours on day 6, but on day 6, if you work, each hour will be multiplied with 2 because each hour work will be counted as 2 hours. Okay, so on day 6, each hour work is counted as 2 hours. She worked 5 hours, so 5 multiplied 2, that will be 10 hours. So she will be paid for 10 hours. Okay, because that is Saturday, and if you work on Saturday, you are being paid double. Okay, if you work 5 hours, you are paid for 10 hours. And each hour is $14.50 per hour. So just multiply 10 with this number. So let me show you how I have done this. Okay, so Brenda on the day 6, she worked for 5 hours, and each hour will be will be considered as 2 hours. So 5 multiplied 2, and the pay for 1 hour is 14.50. So 10 multiplied 14.50. The decimal will move one step to the right, and you will have $145.0. So on day 6, she earned how much money? $145. Hopefully you understand. This was the question number 7. Okay, so we are going to the next question. The next question coming up on your screen is question number 8, and he says f of x, a function is given 2x minus 1, the whole thing divided by 3. The question is find an expression for f inverse of x. So we have to find out the formula for the inverse of x. So let's see how we do that. Okay, so the function is f of x equals to 2x minus 1 whole thing divided by 3. So the procedure is very simple. First of all, what we do, we say f of x equals to y. We suppose that f of x is equals to y. Then in the place of f of x, I will write its formula. That is 2x minus 1 divided by 3 is equals to y. Then I will make x alone on the left side. So I will take this 3 first to the right side. So you will have 2x minus 1 equals to 3y. Then this minus 1 will go to the other side. 2x is equals to 3y plus 1. And then this 2 will go to the other side. So you will have x is equals to 2y plus 1 divided by 2. So in the place of this x, when the x is alone, in the place of this x, we will write f inverse of y. Remember this thing. In the place of x, at the end, I will write f inverse of y equals to 3y plus 1 by 2. Then I will change the variable. So in the place of y, I will put x on both the sides. So you will have f inverse of x equals to 3x plus 1 divided by 2. So this is how you will find the inverse of that function. And hopefully you understand. If you have already studied this topic, then it's very easy for you. Okay. So let's go. Let's go to the next question. The next question coming up on your screen. Question number 9. It says it's a 2-mark question. And what they want you is solve the simultaneous equations. Okay. So you have 3x plus y equals to 95 and x plus y equals to 29. You can see in both the equations, the y has same coefficient. The coefficient of the y is 1 in the equation number 1, and coefficient of the y is 1 in the second. but both of them are positive 1. So what we can do, because the coefficient of the y is same and they both are positive, so what you can do, you can subtract the second equation from the first equation, and automatically the y will be cancelled and you will get the value of the x. Once you have the value of the x, then you can put that value of the x in either the first or the second, and you will be able to find the value of the y. Let me show you how we have done this. Simultaneous equation, question number 9. Okay, so you have 3x plus y equals to 95, x plus y equals to 29. You can see that the coefficient of the y here is +1, the coefficient of y here is +1. So from the first equation, subtract the second equation. From the left side, we will subtract the left side, and from the right side, we'll subtract the right side. So you can see here 3x plus y minus bracket x plus y, bracket close, equals to 95 minus 29. Here you will have 3x plus y minus x minus y equals to 66. 95 minus 29, that will be 66. Plus y minus y, they both will be cancelled. 3x minus x, that will be 2x equals to 66. This 2 is multiplying. It will go to the other side, it will divide there. So you will have 66 divided by 2, and that will be 33. So the value of the x is 33. Now I can put this value either in the first equation or in the second equation, wherever you like. You can substitute x with 33 in that equation, and you will be able to find out the value of the y. So I have taken the second equation, x plus y equals to 29. In the place of x, I will substitute 33. So you have 33 plus y equals to 29. Y will be equals to 29 minus 33, and 29 minus 33, that's minus 4. So the value of the x is 33 and the value of the y is minus 4. This is the solution of this simultaneous equation. That was question number 9. Hopefully you understand. Okay, so we are going to the next question. So that was question number 9, 2-mark question. Okay, so here we have question number 10 showing up on your screen. He says green line buses run every 10 minutes. Red line buses run every 20 minutes. Purple line buses run every 35 minutes. One bus from each line leaves the city center at 9 o'clock. After how many minutes will buses from all 3 lines next leave the city center at the same time? It's a question regarding the LCM. So what you will do, you will find, we know that after how much time each bus is leaving. So we will find their least common multiple, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 35 minutes. What I will do, I will find their LCM, and whatever the LCM come out, I will add that time into 9 hours, and you will see that I will know that at what next time, at which time next they will all leave the station together. Okay, so it's a 2-mark question. Let's see how you can do that. Okay, so here we go. Question number 10. So we have 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 35 minutes. I will prime factorize them. 10 is 2 into 5. 20 is 2 square into 5, and 35 is 5 into 7. So I will find their LCM. You know, in LCM, we take all the factors which are common. We also take those factors which are not common. The factors which are common, we write them once, and we take their largest power. So 2 is, for example, common. So I will write 2, but I will take its largest power. 5 is common, and 7 is also common. 7 is not common, but we will take it. Okay. So you have 2 square into 5 into 7. So 4 into 5, that's 20. 20 into 7, that's 140. So 140 minutes, that's the LCM. 140 minutes means 1 hour is 60 minutes. 120 minutes means 2 hours and extra 20 minutes. So 140 minutes means 2 hours and 20 minutes. So all the 3 buses left the station at same time at 9 o'clock. And when again they all will leave the station at the same time, that will be after 2 hours and 20 minutes. So in 9 o'clock, I will add 2 hours and 20 minutes, and that will give me a time of 11 hours and 20 minutes. So at 11:20, all the buses will leave the terminal again together at the same time. This is how you do the question number 10. Hopefully you understand. Okay, so let's go to the next question. The question that was question number 10 we did. Okay, so we are going to the next question. The next question coming up on your screen is question number This is the question. He says 100 children were asked how far they could swim. The results are summarized in the table. So 0 to 100 meters, 30 children said we can do that. 100 to 200, 50 students said we can do that. And from 200 to 420 students said that they can do this. The histogram in the answer space represents part of this information. Complete the histogram. So here we have that histogram. And let me reduce the size a little bit. Okay. Now, here, because these class widths are not same, here the class width is 100, here the class width is 100, here the class width is 200. Because the class width is not same, so we have to draw the histogram with the help of the frequency density. So on the y-axis, we will represent the frequency density, and on the x-axis, we will represent the distance traveled. So now the question is how you calculate the frequency density. The frequency density is frequency of that class divided by the class width. For example, the frequency of this class is 30 and the class width is 100. So 30 divided by 100 and that will be 0.3. So the frequency density of this first class is 0.3. And this is its histogram is already drawn here. From 0 to 100, we will draw a bar who will be 0.3. Frequency density is 0.3. So this is the bar. And here in the second, the frequency is 50, the class width is 100. Frequency divided by class width. So it will be 50 divided by 100, and that will be 0.5. So you can see the bar which is representing from 100 to 200, this bar goes up to 0.5. So this is the histogram. Now the last class is from 200 to 400. This class width is 200. So the frequency density will be frequency divided by class width, and that will be 20 divided by 200. And 20 divided by 200 will be, I think, 0.1. So I will draw a graph here. I will draw a bar here from 2 to 400, and whose height will be 0.1. So let me show you this. Okay, so here we go. So you can see that the frequency density for that class will be, here we am showing that, 20 divided by 200, 200 is the class width, so that will be 0.1. So here you can see I have drawn that. From 2 to 400, it will be up to 0.1. So this is how you complete this histogram. Hopefully you understand. And let's check what they are saying again. And they have a B part in that question. He says, and in the B part, he says, a pie chart is drawn to represent a pie chart, a circular, circular chart is drawn to represent the three groups of children. Calculate the angle of the sector that represents the group of 20 children. The group of 20 children. The group of 20 children is this one. And the total students in this whole experiment are 100. So if you want to represent this information on the pie chart, so 20 divided by 100, which is total students, multiply 360. That will give you the angle for that sector. Let me show you how I've done this. So here we have done. I've done on the sector. So here we have that thing. Angle of the sector will be 20 multiply 360 divided by 100, so 72 degree. So the angle of that sector on the pie chart will be 72 degrees. Hopefully you understand. Question number 11. So that was question number 11. Okay. A TV program list shows that a film begins at 20:55. The film lasts for 100 minutes. At what time will it end? Express your answer using the 24-hour clock. So the film started at 20:55. That film is 100 minutes. In 100 minutes, you have 1 hour and 40 minutes. 100 minutes mean 1 hour and 40 minutes. So 21:55 in this, you will add this 1 hour and 40 minutes. Let me show you. Okay. So 21:55, this is the time when the film started, and the film is 100 minutes long, which means 1 hour and 40 minutes. So in 21:55, I will add 1 hour 40 minutes. Let's see what happens. 55 plus 40, that will be 95. 21 by 1, that will be 22 hours. 95 minutes mean out of this take 60 and give it to the hours, and that will be 1 hour will be added. So from 95, when you take 60, you are left with 35. And when 1 hour is added here in 22, it will become 23. So basically 23:35. The film will end at 23:35. Hopefully you understand. And okay, so the next question. The B part of question number 12. The time taken by an athlete to run 3 races were 3 minutes, 59.1 seconds, 4 minutes, 3.8 seconds, and 4 minutes, 1.6 seconds. Calculate the mean time. Okay, to calculate the mean time, what you will do, you will add up the three times and you divide it with the 3. Okay, so what we will do, we will convert them into the same unit. So I will try to make them in seconds. I will convert them, all of them, into seconds. Then I will add them. Then I will divide them with 3. Whatever the answer will come of the mean, that will be in the seconds. And then I will convert it back into minutes. So let me show you how this is done. Question number 12, and it's B part. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so question number 12, and it's B part. You see the first in the first run, the time taken was 3 minutes 59.1 seconds. 3 minutes means 180 seconds plus 59.1 means 239.1 seconds. 4 minutes 3.8 seconds. So that 4 minutes means 240 seconds and plus 3.8 seconds. So you will have 243.8 seconds. And the third run was of 4 minutes and 1.6 seconds. 4 minutes means 240 seconds and plus 1.6 seconds. So it will be 241.6 seconds. So what I will do, if you want to find the mean, you will add all the 3 times and you divide them with the 3. So 239.1 plus 243.8 plus 241.6. When you add them, it will give you 724.5 seconds. You divide with the 3. You get 241.5 seconds. So 241.5 seconds means 240 seconds means 4 minutes, and the extra 1.5 seconds will be 1.5 seconds. So that the average time for these 3 runs will be 4 minutes and 1.5 seconds. This question is little tricky calculation wise, because it requires you to convert the minutes into seconds and then add up all the seconds and then divide and then again convert the seconds to the minutes and seconds. Okay, so this is how you do question number 12, and it's B part. Hopefully you understand. Okay, so we are going to the next question. The next question coming up on your screen is question number. The next question coming up on your screen is question number 13. And it says, P is the point -3, and Q is the point 13, -2. Find the coordinates of the midpoint of the PQ. If you want to find out the midpoint of the P and Q, the formula is very simple. X2 plus X1 divided by 2, Y2 plus Y1, the whole thing divided by 2. So let me show you. I have done this on a paper, and let's see. That is question number 12. Okay. So let me go to question. Okay, question number 13 and A part. So the P point is -3, 3. The Q point is 13, -2. The midpoint is x2 plus x1 divided by 2, plus, y2 plus y1. The whole thing divided by 2. So put these values. X1 is 30, x1 and x2. 13 minus 3 divided by 2, and -2 plus 3 divided by 2. So you will have 13 minus 1, that will be 12. 13 minus 3, sorry. 13 minus 3, that will be 10, and 10 divided by 2, that will be 5. -2 plus 3, that will be 1. 1 divided by 2, 1 by 2. So these are the coordinates of the midpoint. Hopefully you understand. Okay, so the next question coming up on your screen. Here we have. He says the line x minus 3y equals to 2 is shown on the diagram in the axis space. The line x minus 3y equals to k cuts the y-axis at the point 0, minus 2. So draw the line x equals to x minus 3y equals to k on the diagram. Okay, so we know that this line is passing to 0, minus 4. So I will put a dot here. And because these two lines, they are parallel to each other. And why I'm saying they will be parallel to each other? Because they have the same gradient. They will have the same gradient. You can see when I will make the y alone, both these equations, the x will be x by 3. So both will have the same gradient. So here the gradient is 1 by 3. So it means that 1 rise and 3 run. So put a dot here. 1 rise, 3 run. 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 Put a dot here, and then join them. So this is how you will draw this line. Let me show you. Then the next question is calculate the value of the k. I will show you that how we have drawn that. If you want to find the value of the k, you just put these values. In the place of x, put 0. In the place of y, put -4 in this equation, and you will be able to find out the value of the k. It's a one mark question. So that is question number 13, and it's B part. So let me show you how this is done. So here you can see, put a dot here. This red line is that line. Put a dot here on the 0, -4. And because I know the slope of this line was 1 by 3, the slope of this line will be also 1 by 3. If you make the y alone in that equation, you will see that the coefficient of the x on the other side will be 1 by 3. So I will have 1, 2, 3. 3 is the run and 1 is the right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1. Just join these points, and this is how you do this, the first part. In the second part, we know he says x minus 3y equals to k is 0, -4 is the point on that line. So just put in the place of x and y these values. So in the place of x, I will put 0. In the place of y, I will put -4. And we will have, when we will do this, you see, when we will do this, so what will happen? This happens. Okay, so 0 minus 12, minus 3 multiplied minus 4 will be plus 12. So the k value will be 12. Very simple. Just have to substitute those values in that equation. So the value of the k will be 12. Hopefully you understand. And let me show you the next question. So that was question 13. Okay, so the next question coming up on your screen is question number 14. It says A, B, and S are points on a circle center O. TA and TB are tangents, and the ATB is 52. The first question is calculate the AOB angle. You see, this is a tangent from the external point T. This is the tangent from the external point T to this circle. And this is the radius OA, this is the radius OB, and you know this angle OAT is 90 degree, the angle OBT is 90 degree. Why 90? Because the radius and the tangent at the point of tangency, they make 90 degree angle with each other. Their question is find out AOB. So 52 and 90, AOB and 90, they make a quadrilateral AOBT. The sum of the angles of the quadrilateral are 360. So you will add them and write them equals to 360, and very easily you will be able to find the AOB angle. Let me show you. Okay, so here you see this angle is 90, this angle is 90, this angle I want to find out, this angle is 52. Add these four angles, and you see, add these four angles, and their sum will be 360. So angle AOB will be 360 minus 90 minus 90 minus 52, and that will be 128. So the angle AOB is 128. Hopefully you understand how we have done this part. Okay, so the next question is find OBA. OBA. I know this angle is 128. You know, this OA is radius, this OB is radius. So this triangle OAB is an isosceles triangle. This is an isosceles triangle because two sides are equal. So I will suppose that this angle OBA is alpha, this angle OAB is alpha, and this angle is 128. So their sum will be 180. Alpha plus 128 will be equals to 180. Let me show you. Okay. So alpha plus 128 equals to 180, because that OBA triangle is an isosceles triangle. So 2 alpha will be equals to 180 minus 128, and 2 alpha will be equals to 52, and alpha will be equals to 52 divided by 2, and that will be 26. So the angle OBA is 26. The next question is, let me show you from there. Their question is ASB. They are asking ASB. You can see this AB is the chord, AB is a chord, and the A and the B are the points of the chord on the circumference. I bring this A and B both onto the center, and this angle here is 128. And I take A and B back to the circumference on the point S. The angle here on the circumference will be half of the angle at the center. So you took AB onto O on the center and AB onto the circumference. So you know that property of the circle is that the angle at the center is 2 times angle at the circumference. So angle at the center is 128, and the angle at the circumference ASB will be half of the 128. Let me show you. Let me show you. So ASB is equals to question mark. So the angle ASB will be equal to half 128. The reason is angle at the center is 2 times angle at the circumference. So 128 divided by 2, and that is 64. So the ASB angle will be 64. So this is how you do this question number 14. It is given that n is equals to 87 multiply 132. Complete the statements in the answer space. So here we have written 88 multiply 132. So that will be equals to what? That is the question. In terms of n, we have to write. So it is given that n is equals to basically 87 multiply 132. And in the first part here is written 88. So 88 can be replaced with 87 plus 1. Let me show you. Okay, it is given to me that n is equals to 87 multiply 132. The question they gave me is 88 multiply 132. 88 can be replaced with 87 plus 1 multiply 132 here. And this will become 87 multiply 132 plus 132 multiply 1, that will be 132. 87 multiply 132, that is n. So here I write n and plus 132. So that is the first statement. Now, the second statement, let me show you from there also. Okay, so here we have written plus 132. The second statement is 87 multiply 131. 87 multiply 131. The the n is 87 multiplied 132. So I will make this 132, 131, that can be written as 132 minus 1. So let me show you how. Okay. So 87 multiply 131, and in place of 131, I will write 132 minus 1. So when 87 will multiply, you will have 87 multiply 132, and 187 will multiply with minus 1, it will be minus 87. So 87 multiply 132, that is n and minus 87. So this is what you write. You will write n minus 87. A little tricky question. A little tricky question. The next question is, he says, hence evaluate 88 multiply 132 minus 87 multiply 131. So whatever you have written here, here, you write them here. Okay, so let me show you. So the first and second part, whatever the answers you got, you have to write here. In the place of 88 into 132, I write n plus 132. That was the A first part, and minus and 87 multiply 132. That was n minus 87. That is coming from the A second part. So now open this bracket. You will have n plus 132 minus n plus 87. So n and n will be gone. So 132 plus 87, that will be 219. 219. Hopefully you understand. It's a little tricky question, not a straightforward easy peasy question. No, it's a little tricky question. Question number 50. Hopefully you understand. He says the number 222.222 is written in the answer space. Circle the digit which represents the value 2 expose 0. 2 expose 0. 10 expose 0 means 1. 2 multiply 1, that will be 2. So which location here is showing the worth 2? So this 2 on the unit place, this 2 on the unit place, that is basic. To underline this one. Then they say write 5 into 10 power minus 2 as a fraction in its simplest form. So that is basically 5 divided by 10 square. That will be 5 divided by 100, and that will be 0.05. So, but we have to write in the simple. I gave you the answer in the decimal fraction. You have to write it in the fraction form. You have to simplify it. Let me show you. Let me show you. Okay. So 222.222. So the 2 into 10 power 0 means 2 into 1 into 2. So which 2 is exactly representing the value 2? That this 2 is representing 20. This 2 is representing 200. This 2 is representing 0.2 means not 2. This is representing 0.02. This value is representing 0.02. This is representing 0.002. So 2. Which number is representing to this one? This one. Underline this. Okay. So 5 into 10 power minus 2. So this will be, I can move the decimal 2 steps to the left, and it will become 0.05. 0.05, or you can say 5 by 100, because they have not asked you to write it as a decimal fraction. They have asked you to write it in the fraction. So it will be 5 by 100. So that when you cancel it with the 5, you will have 1 by 20. Okay. In the 16, question number 16C part, we have 8 raised to power 2 by 3. The 8 can be prime factorized. You can see here, I have prime factorized it. And so 8 can be replaced with 2 raised to power 3. So the power of the power will multiply with each other. When 3 will multiply with 2 by the 3 and 3 will be cancelled. You will have 2 raised to power 2. So 2 raised to power 2 means 4. That's question number 16. Hopefully you understand. Okay, so let's go back to the question. So we are done with the question number 16, A, B, and C. Okay, so here we have the cumulative frequency curve shows the distribution of masses of 100 people. Okay, so here on the x-axis we have masses, and on the y-axis we have the cumulative frequency curve. And Total people are 100. So the cumulative, the maximum cumulative is 100. So the questions are the median, the upper quartile, the number of people with the masses in the range 65 and 72. Okay, so if you want to find out the median from the cumulative frequency curve, is total, its cumulative is total cumulative is 100. So you know, you will find 50% of the cumulative, whatever the frequency you get from, check it on the y-axis. From y-axis, go to the graph, cumulative frequency curve, and below that point, check what is the x value. That will be your median. Okay, the question is median. Then they want you to find out the upper quartile. If you want to find out the upper quartile, we call it Q3. Upper quartile will be the 75% of the cumulative. The cumulative here is 100, so the 75% of the 100 will be 75. So on from your graph, you will check where is 70, 75 will be here, from go to the graph. And below it, check what's the value on the x-axis. That will be your Q3, upper quartile. And then they gave you these numbers. These are masses, and we have to find the people who are in this range. So from 65, go to the graph, check what's the value on the y-axis. And from 72, go up to the graph and check what's the value on the y-axis. Then subtract these two y values, and that will be the number of people. So let me show you how this is done, and let me reduce the size so you can see the whole question. It's totally a 3 marks question. Okay, so let's see. I've done this on a paper. So here we go. The first question was find out the median, because the total cumulative is 100. So it's 50% will be 50. From 50, go to the graph and check what's the value downstairs. So that is 74.5. That value is 74.5. So we think it's 74.5. Yeah. Okay. Now 74, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. Yeah, 74.5. Then the question is find the upper quartile. They ask only upper quartile. I have also found the lower quartile, but they ask you to the upper quartile. Upper quartile is called Q3. Q3, the total cumulative is 100. So 75% of the 100 will be 75. So here we have 75. Here we have on the y-axis 75. From there, go to your graph and check what's the value on the x-axis. That is something like 78, 79 something. It's 79 basically. So the Q3 value will be 79, and this answer is coming from the graph. Okay. The Q1 they have not asked. Okay, so I just in the rhythm I just did the Q1. If they ask you to find out the lower quartile or Q1, that is 25% of the cumulative. That will be 2500 into 100. That will be 25. From 25, you can go to the graph and check what's the value on the x-axis under that point. And that is 60, I think 68.5 something. Okay, so that's the Q1. Q1 has not been asked here. Okay, so the next part they asked the people whose masses are from 65 to 72 kg. So from 65, this is the kgs here. From 65, I'll go up to the graph and then check what's the value of the y-axis. That is 30. I think that is 14. And this value is 14 something. Okay. And from 72, blue color line, you can see, I'll go there. That's 38. So 38 minus 14, and that will be 24. So that's the number of people. So I hope you understand this question. Let's go back. Okay, so hopefully you understand. That's question number 17. Okay. So here we have question number 18 is coming up on your screen. He says the OAB is a sector of a circle with the center O and radius 8 centimeter. Angle AOB is x degrees. Write down an expression in terms of x and pi for the area of the sector OAB. We want to find out the area of this sector. And you remember the area of the sector, very famous formula, theta by 362 pi r square. Theta by 360 pi r square. Let me show you how this is done. Okay, so if you want to find out the area of the sector, the formula is theta by 360 pi r square. Here the theta is x degrees. So we write x divided by 360 pi, and the radius is 8 square. That's it. The answer in the marking scheme is up till this. You can open it, there's no problem. But if you left it here, that's it. That's what they want. Okay, so the next part. In the next part, he says that the PQR is a semicircle of radius 4 centimeter. The area of the sector OAB is 1/3 of the area of this semicircle. Calculate the value of the x. This is a semicircle whose radius is known. I can find the area of this semicircle. The formula for the area of the circle is pi r square. Pi r square, because this is semicircle, so you will have pi r square divided by 2. The area of that sector AOB, that is x by 360 pi 8 square, equals to 1/3, 1/3 of this semicircle's area. So let me show you. This is a very simple question. You will be able to understand this. Okay, so here we go. So this diagram, this photo is a little blurred. Sorry for that. Area of the semicircle is pi r square divided by 2. So pi radius is 4 square divided by 2. So it will be 4 square will be 16. 16 divided by 2, that will be 8. So the area of the semicircle is 8 pi. Area of the sector AOB is 1/3 of area of the semicircle. That is the statement. This is the given statement in the question. Now, the area of the sector in the A part we know is 64x pi divided by 360 equals to 1/3. Area of the semicircle is 8 pi. Or pi and pi will be cancelled. So I make the x alone, and it will be 1/3 into 8 into 360 divided by 64. So 8 and 64, they will be cancelled with each other, and you will have 8 downstairs. 3 and 360 will be cancelled. That will give you 120 in the numerator. So x will be equals to 120 divided by 8, and 120 divided by 8 is 15. So the x angle is 15 degrees. I hope you understand this. Let's move to the next question. That was question 18. Okay, so we are going to do the next question. The next question is, you can see the whole question. Okay. He says that A, B, C, D, E. He's talking about this diagram. Is a pyramid. The base B, C, D, E is a square side 10 centimeter. It's a square of side 10 centimeters. So 10, 10, 10, 10. I can find the area of this base, 10 multiplied by 10. The sloping faces are isosceles triangles. This sloping face, ACD, is an isosceles triangle. Each side is 13, 13, 13, 13. Calculate the area of the sloping face ABC. Very easy. This side is 10. This is 13. This is 13. This side is 10. It's an isosceles triangle. Let me show you. It's a very simple trick. Okay, so question number 19, A part, and this is that face ABC is an isosceles triangle. This is 13, this is 13, this base is 10. So, and that is the characteristic of the isosceles triangle. If you draw this altitude here, and this will divide this side into 2 equal parts, and this happens only in isosceles triangles, 5 and 5. So this is 13, this is 5, this is perpendicular. You can apply the Pythagoras theorem and you can find this value. So you see here, y square plus 5 square equals to 13 square, y square plus 25 equals to 169, y square equals to, take this 25 to the other side, 169 minus 25, that will be 144. Take square root on both the sides, so y will be equals to 12. So this height is 12. Now I can find the area of this whole triangle. This base is 10, this height is 12. So the formula for the area of this triangle will be 1/2 into base into height. 1 by 2 into 10 into 12, and that will be 60 centimeters square. So now I know that the area of this ABC triangle, and that is 60 centimeters square. Hopefully you understand. Okay, so let's move to the next part. He says, the next part, he says, the pyramid ABCD, he says the pyramid ABCDE is joined to an identical pyramid BCDEF to form the solid ABCDEF. Okay, you join two pyramids with each other. His question is calculate the surface area of the solid. Okay, now this solid has, like triangle ABC, it has 8 such triangles, and its bases are not exposed, you see. So if you want to find the surface area of this pyramid, this second pyramid, this one, where the two pyramids are joined with each other, you only need to multiply the area of the ABC triangle with 8, because it has 8 such triangles in its wall. So 8 multiplied with the 60 centimeters square. Let me give you the answer. Let me show you. There we go. So the surface area of the ABCDEF will be 8 times the triangle ABC, and that will be 8 into 60, and that will be 480 centimeters square. So this is how this is done. And the last part of this question, he says, describe fully the locus of all the points which are equidistant from A and F. So all the points which are on the plane BCDE, which are on this plane, they are equidistant from A and F. So the answer will be plane BCDE. The plane BCDE. The plane BCDE. On that plane, take any point. Whatever its distance will be from A, same will be the distance from F point. Hopefully you understand. Okay, so the next question coming up on your screen. Okay, so question number 20 and this A part. He says here a set is shown. So this set is equals to 1 and greater than 1 and less than 3. The set A is equals to X such that X is equals to and greater than 1 and less than 3 is shown in the number line above. Set B is shown on the number line below. Complete the description in the answer space. So it is the B set is greater than -1. It is not shaded, so do not say equals to -1. You will say greater than -1 and less than and equals to 4. Less than and equals to 4. So here you will write here -1, crocodile and equal and 4. Let me show you what this I have done. So just for B part, just look at for the B part. For B, all right, -1, X is greater than -1, less than and equals to 4. This is what you write in that. Fill in the blank. Hopefully you understand. And then we have the next part. He says the set C is X such that X is less than and equals to -3. Illustrate the set C complement using the number line in the answer space. Okay, using the number line in the answer space. Okay, so the X C is basically equals to -3 and less than -3. So I can. Okay, so let me show you the answer. So how that. Okay, so here we go. So I have represented here the C. The C is equals to and less than -3. So this is how you represent the C. But their question is, what is the C complement? C complement means other than C. So the C is equals to and less than C, less than -3. So the C complement will be more than -3. So this is how you're right. This is C complex. This is C complex. I hope you understand. Okay, now the next part, the B part of this question, question number 20. He says X such that X is 1, 3, 1, 3, and 5, and Y is 3, 5. Z is in the form of disordered pairs X, Y, where X belongs from this set and the Y belongs from this set, and X and Y, they should never be equal. So list the number. Okay. So you see the X and Y should not be equal. I have to make the ordered pair. So I will write 1, 3 in one bracket, then 1, 5. Then I can write, I can take 3, 5. I cannot take 3, 3. He said X and Y, they are not equal. I cannot take 3, 3. I can take 3, 5. Yeah. I can take 5, 3, but I cannot take 5, 5 because they said X and Y, they are not equal. So let me show you. I've written this. Okay, so here we go. X is 1, 3, 5. Y is 3, 5. The Z is X, Y, like ordered pairs, and X should be taken from the first set, and the Y should be taken from the second set. And X and Y, they should not be equal. So the ordered pair I have chosen is 1, 3, 1, 5, 3, 5, 5, 3. So this is the list you have to write. Hopefully you understand this. Okay. Okay. So let's move to the next question. The next question is coming up. That was question number. Let me show you question numbers, so you have a good idea that which question we were attempting. We were doing the question number 20, and we are done with that question. Okay. So now we are going to the next question. The next question is question number. So that's question number 21. He says in the diagram ACD and ACD, I mean ACD and BCE are straight lines. He said that the CB and CE, the ratio between them is 1, 2. If this is 1, this is double 2. CA, this CA, and by CD, that's 1 by 2. It means if this is 1, this will be 2. This will be double of that thing. Describe fully the single transformation that maps the triangle CAB onto the triangle CDE. So CAB transformed onto the CDE. You see, this triangle has been transformed. The B has gone to E and the A has gone to D. B went to E, B went to E, and A gone to D. So this is, and the C has not changed. It's enlargement. It's enlargement because the center of enlargement is C. The scale factor is 2, but it will be -2. The reason, the object is here, the image is on the other side of the center of enlargement. So the scale factor will be -2. So how you describe it? It's enlargement. Center of enlargement is C, and the scale factor is -2. The next question is, it is given that ED is given, that is 6 minus 8, and the BC is given, that is 3, 1. Calculate AE. He wants you to calculate AE. If you know ED, very easily you can tell AB. You know the ratio between them. This is 1, this is 2. So the AB will be 1 by 2 of the AD. You remember this is question coming from the factors. And if you know BC, that is 3, 1, I can tell CE also, that will be 2 times the BC, that will be 6, 1. Okay, so I want to find out AE. I will make a bypass from A to E. I will make a bypass. I will come from A to B, B to C, C to E, and that will give me AE. Let me show you how I have done this. Okay, so next question. That is question number 21, and it's A part. Enlargement, center of enlargement is C, and the scale factor is -2. Okay, Question number 21b, ED is given, that's 6 minus 8. BC is given, that is 3 and 1. A is question. The bypass for the AE is from A to E you want to go, A to B, from B to C, and from C to E. AB is 1 by 2 of the ED. Remember, vectors, they are parallel, their ratio we know. 1 by 2 of the 6 minus 8 plus BC is 3, 1, and the CE is 2 times the BC. So that will be 2 times 3, 1. And so this will give you 3 minus 4, and this will give you 3, 1. This will be 6, 2. So 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 6 is 12, minus 4 plus 1, that's minus 3, minus 2 plus 3 plus 2, that will be minus 1. So AE is this. I hope you understand. If you have studied the topic of vectors, then you can understand. Okay, so let's move to the next question. The next question coming up on your screen is question number 22. Okay, so this is question number 22. The diagram. The diagram in the answer space is a sketch of the graph y is equals to 3 by x for x greater than 0. Complete the sketch for x less than 0. Let me go to that graph. The graph is here. This graph is given. The equation of the graph is y equals to 3 by x. The y equals to 3 by x. We have entered the values of x which are positive, more than 0. So you got this graph. If I put negative values, I will get a graph exactly same like this. It will be here. So I have to sketch it. Okay, so we will sketch it. I will show you how I've done this. And then sketch the graph of y. He says sketch the graph of y equals to x on the diagram in the answer space. So y equals to x graph is very simple. If you enter in the place of x 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, minus 1, minus 1, that is the graph y equals to x. Whatever will be the x value, same will be the y value. So very easy to draw this graph. So let me show you how I've done this. And okay, so this is how you do it. This is that graph y is equals to 3 divided by x that was given in the question, and this is the sketch we have drawn. Y here the x values are negative, y values will be negative. It will be exactly the mirror image of this thing. Then this red line is y equals to x. At 0 it is 0, at positive 1 it is positive 1. The x and y values. Okay, so the y equals to x is like this, passes through the origin. Its gradient is 1. The y-intercept. Okay, so hopefully you understand. Okay, then let me read the question first. Oh, sorry. So here we have the graph of y equals to 3 by x and y equals to x meet at the x equals to k. Find the value of the k. So you can find the value of the k. You just need to equate these two equations. And you know these two equations are oh, my dear students, my cell phone all of a sudden I did not notice that my cell phone battery was dead. So my cell phone was out of this Zoom call, and now I am back. And I'm sorry, I'm not sure that from where that battery went off. So we were talking about this graph, question number 22. Hopefully, so let's repeat that question 22 again. So you know that. Okay, so let me try this. We will do this question again. Okay, so we were talking about this was the main graph given in the question number 22, and we were supposed to sketch this graph when the x values will be less than 0, means negative. You know, y equals to 3 divided by x. When you put the x negative values, we will get the y values will also be negative. So you will get a mirror image here. Okay. Then they ask you to draw y equals to x. Y equals to x will be this line. At 0, it will be 0. At x1, y will be also 1. At x2, y will be also 2. Y equals to x. So this is that red line. Then they ask you to find the value of the k where these two lines intersect each other. The curve is y equals to 3 by x and the line is y equals to x. We will equate these two lines and the coin of these two lines. So you will have 3 divided by x, 3 divided by x and equals to x. So you will have 3 equals to x square. So x square equals to 3. You will take square root on both the side. So the x value, there will be two values of x. There will be 2 points of intersection. At 1, the x value will be plus under root 3. At the 1 in point of intersection, it will be minus under root 3. So hopefully you understand. And let's go to the next question. The next question will be. Okay, so let me show you the next question. This was the question number 22, which we have attempted, and in that we were interrupted because my cell phone's battery went dead. Okay, so here we have the next question. The next question is this one. Okay. So let me reduce the size so you can see the whole question. Okay. He says a car accelerates uniformly from rest for 30 seconds. So the car started from rest. At the 0 time, the velocity is 0. Its speed after 30 seconds is 18 meters per second. The speed remains constant for the next 10 seconds. Draw the speed time graph for the first 40 seconds of the journey. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you that. Let's go to the next part. Okay. So the car started at the time 0, the car was at rest, so the velocity will be 0. So this is the point, and the car accelerated uniformly. So this speed time graph will be a straight line whose gradient will be constant. At 30, the speed was 18, so 30, 18, 0, 0, join them with the line, straight line, because the acceleration was uniform. And then after this, for the next 10 seconds, from 30 to 40, the car moves with a constant speed. So it will remain at 18 per second for the next 40 seconds. So that is how you will draw this graph. Hopefully you understand this. Okay, so the next question they are asking you is, they ask you 2 questions. They say the car's acceleration during the first 30 seconds. That is one part. Question number B is first part is the car's acceleration during the first 30 seconds. And then his question is its average speed for the first 40 seconds. There are 2 questions. Okay, so let's go to the solutions. And okay, so the acceleration, you know, is equals to the gradient of the speed time graph for first 30 seconds. So I will take 2 points. One point is this one, 0, 0, and I will take the second point here, 30, 18, and I will find the gradient. So, and that gradient of the speed time graph is equals to the acceleration. So A will be equals to V2 minus V1 divided by T2 minus T1, 18 minus 0 divided by 30 minus 0. So it will be 18 divided by 30. So you can cancel with the 6, 3 by 5, which is 0.6 meter per second square. So this is how you find the acceleration for the first 30 seconds from that graph. Okay, speed time graph. The second question is find the average speed. Average speed in the 40 seconds, that's the total distance traveled in 40 seconds divided by the total time taken. The total distance traveled will be area under the graph, and you see the area under the graph will be the whole area under this speed time graph. So this is the shape trapezium, and this is one parallel side who is 40. This is the second parallel side who is 10, and this is the height of the trapezium, and that is 18. You know, I can find the area of the trapezium. The formula is 1 by 2 into height into sum of parallel sides. So 1 by 2 into height into A plus B, 1 by 2 into 18 into 40 plus 10. So 2 at 9 times 18. So 9 into 50. So 9 into 4, 50 meters. So the distance traveled in the 40 seconds is 450 meter. The average speed is total distance traveled divided by the total time taken, and that will be 450 divided by 40, 45 divided by 4, and that will be 11 whole 1 by 4 meter per second. That's 11.25 meter per second. So this is how you find the average speed in this whole journey. Hopefully you understand. Okay, so let's go to the next question. The next question is question number 24. Here, in the triangle PLQ, PL is 14 centimeter, the PQ is 10 centimeter, and the LQ is 7 centimeter. The line PL, which is 14 centimeter, is drawn in the answer space. Using ruler and compasses, only complete the triangle PLQ, where Q is above the PL. Okay, so the three sides of this triangle, they are given, and we want to draw